Hello everyone, welcome to Infoston Systems streaming channel. This is David Livingston. I'm here today to talk about the interesting and important topic. Before I get into the topic, I would like to share one incident that happened when I was in school. So my school conducts exhibition during annual exam holidays. So we all familiar about exhibition because my school has a larger ground. They usually conduct during those holiday season. So that was a spectacular event. My friends and we go there. We enjoyed a lot inside the ground. There were several programs. There would be dancing in one side. There would be singing in one side. There were several games, right? So and there were several amusement ride and colorful serial lights. But if you go there, you would notice there should be one equipment people they don't want to see. They kept aside, that is hidden, they're covered by straw mate, and it is also ignored because people they don't want to see that equipment because it produces the noise. So you know what equipment I'm talking about? Yes, that is a generator. So people, we don't want to see the generator because first thing, they don't look good, and also it will produce the noise. But you know the fact, right? So that is the equipment is which helps make that even beautiful by supplying the electricity current to throughout all the loads on the ground. So we never care about that generator, right? So what happened if the generator become failure? So the total ground will become dark, isn't it? So that's what, you know, that generator is very important equipment for the whole event. Just like that, you know, in these modern days, you know, people buy many different kind of gadgets and mobile phones, smartphones and laptop. For the smartphone, people come up with the different kind of expectations, right? So their specification nowadays more specific. People looking for high quality camera phones, and for the laptop, people looking for gaming laptop. For the different kinds of purpose they buy laptops, you know, gaming laptop, high performance laptop. You know, that is manufacturing companies like, you know, like laptop manufacturing companies, mobile manufacturing companies, they keep on launching new devices, right, with different model names. But people still they buying, like, you know, every day there's highest purchase you can say in the e-commerce website. There's mobile phones and smartphones and gadgets. So but you know something, like there's only one component is very important, that is operating inside the device, make the device operating very smoothly. We are not talking about that particular component. We even don't care about that. That is called semiconductor. Yes, today's topic is semiconductor we're going to talk about, because the semiconductor is a very important component that is operating on the circuit board, and which helps the device operating smoothly. That is very important component in the circuit board, so that we need to talk about that, right? So before we going to talk about the semiconductor, you know, we would like to know about conductor and insulator, because we all know about conductor and insulator, because on our everyday use, we always, you know, use the cables, and we know what is conductor is. So the conductor is, you know, it's the material that helps to pass the electricity current. If insulator is, insulate means restrict and prevent the current to pass. So for conductor we say metals such as ions, aluminium, copper. These all are conductive material. And for insulator, you know, for example, we can say rubber, plastic, glasses, wood. These all the you know component. This all the component which prevent the electricity to pass. That's called insulator. So we all know about, we are familiar with about insulator and the conductor, right? But there is one component come in between conductor and insulator, that's called semiconductor. Because semiconductor should be the characteristics, it can be conductive and insulative. That is called semiconductor. The word semiconductor, which means it could be a conductor and it could be it could be insulator. So why I'm talking about the semiconductor is very important, because the semiconductor is a very important component that used in the circuit board. Before I'm going to talk about semiconductor, I would like to share one more incident that has also happened in my life. So I believe that this incident will let you easily understand the purpose of semiconductor. So when I was studying in college, my friends and I were staying in Porur, Chennai Porur. Chennai Porur has a four-way junction. Porur signal is one of the popular landmarks in Porur. So when I was studying college, I usually go college by bike. One day when I was returning from college to home, I got stuck into the heavy traffic more than 45 minutes. The traffic was unusual. I haven't experienced this before. So I just checked with the fellow rider who was auto driver. I checked with him what is the reason for this traffic. So he said that should be the accident. That is why the traffic like this. So there was a panic situation, but since I had a bike, I was able to chase and move forward. When I just come near to the junction, I noticed the traffic occurred not just because of accident, but because of the traffic signals were stopped working. So none of the traffic signal was working there. So that is why the reason that traffic occurred, because all the way vehicles move around and they come between in the junction, it became a collision. So because of that signal failure, that the traffic, the huge traffic happened. That fact is, we all know the signal only help us to move. It will indicate us like when we have to move the vehicle and when we have to stop the vehicle. We all know about the purpose of the signal is, if there is no signal, there gonna be traffic and we cannot handle that. So just like that, semiconductor is also operating that way in the circuit board, like because the circuit board is designed based on the condition and controlled programmatically. So the program will make the condition when and where the electricity current has to pass, and when and where electricity current should not pass, means it should stop. So the condition made by the program. So we will talk about that programmatical control over the circuit board in upcoming videos in the same series. But now we talk about the purpose of semiconductor. So the example of signal lights on the traffic. Same like that, the circuit board made that the way there should be the condition. If there is a condition, the electricity current to pass, then the semiconductor will become a conductive material, and it will pass the current. In the same component, the same circuit, if there is a condition that electricity current should not pass, then the same semiconductor will act as an insulator, means insulative material, and it will restrict the current. So that is why the semiconductor is a very, very important component all over the circuit board. Assume that if the circuit board doesn't have a semiconductor, if there is a conductor, 100% all time the current will pass. If there is an insulator, it 100% restrict the current. But we definitely need the flexibility, like when and where, and based on the condition, the same material has to act as a conductive material. The same condition the material has to act as a insulative material. For that, only one component, that is called semiconductor. So without semiconductor, there is no circuit board. So we all know about semiconductor. Now you understand what is semiconductor, but you may have come up with a question. We all know like conductive material means iron, copper, aluminium, but if insulator means we know wood, glass, rubber, and all the stuff. But what about a semiconductor? Which material is a semiconductor is? So there is no material, but we can say element. The semiconductor made by silicon, right? That's called silicon. You can see in the video. This is called silicon. So the silicon is made by silicon dust that is extracted from the ground, and it will they will process the silica and purify that, and it will make the silicon. There is silicon. There should be different kind of form. The silicon crystal, that video you see, the silicon. This is a silicon crystal, and also silicon wafer that's used in the circuit board. So the silicon is the very, very, very important element that acts as a semiconductor in the circuit board. So hope you all know about the importance of semiconductor, and this is what material is. It is not a material, we can say element. The element is a silicon. The silicon chemical symbol is Si. Si is a symbol of the silicon. The silicon is the material. This is the element. Has the both characteristics. It will act as a conductive material and also insulative material. So silicon is the very important element all over the world. It's the highest demand all over the world. There is even many chip making companies, electronic companies, like they're running around to procure silicon materials. So that is why silicon is the highest demand all over the world. And we hope we all know about the information technology hub we call as Silicon Valley. In the US, San Francisco, we call as a Silicon Valley. The reason why there are a lot of information technologies situated there. So the reason why they call Silicon Valley because of this one, because silicon is a material used in the circuit board, all communication equipment. That is why the company who making the communication equipment, the data center, information technology, they are surrounded. They call as a Silicon Valley. So in the US, they call the San Francisco, California, they call us Silicon Valley. In India, Bengaluru, we call us Silicon Valley because we all know Bengaluru has a huge information technology companies. Hope you all know why IT companies hub called as a Silicon Valley because of this one. Silicon is a semiconductor materials and used in the circuit board. So, and one more thing, we cannot use a silicon directly to the circuit board. For that, we have to convert to the switch, that is called transistor. We will talk about this transistor in the next video, next part. So until then, you stay tuned. Thank you.